Hello. Hello, I'm Clarice from BeHealing.com and welcome to Psychic Cafe. I've got my coffee for you. And it's very hot. I've also got my cards as well, so I'm going to be giving some readings today, as usual. I picked a card out from the Colette Baron Reid deck for today. I've just watched the daily read for the day. We're going to go deeper into what the energies are for today. I'm going to pull out my cards and I'm going to do some readings for you guys too. First, I'm going to go on live. I can see what's going on in the chat. I didn't do my oil pulling this morning and I've still got this going on, so maybe it's coconut. Maybe it's the coconut milk that I'm putting in my coffee, because I was up really early this morning. I woke up at 5 o'clock because I went to sleep so early last night. So good. So up nice and early, so I've already had a coffee early on this morning with my coconut milk in it. Right, so I picked a card out from Colette Baron Reid's decks for today, and we've got the Eyes of Beauty, Positive Expectations, which is kind of funny because the daily read is all about feeling what we actually feel instead of ignoring our emotions. So to me, this Positive Expectations is kind of putting the rose-tinted glasses on and seeing the bright side, seeing the glass half full instead of half empty. But the daily read's saying, like, feel what we really feel. If we're feeling fear, don't try and ignore that and pretend that everything's okay. So actually feel that feeling, recognize that feeling. It's because when we're trying to ignore fear, when we're trying to ignore worry, when we're trying to ignore whatever it is, any bad feelings, it doesn't go away. We kind of push it down. It stays in there. And so we don't want to do that. We want to actually feel what we're feeling and soothe ourselves through it. And I guess that's when once we've done that, that's when we can have this positive expectations. And so instead of like pushing feelings down and pretending to be positive, we're actually dealing with the emotions that we actually have and then actually being positive, It's like I say in the daily read, it's like if you had a small child, right, that had just fallen over, you wouldn't yell at them, get over it, and be positive, because they're just going to cry even harder, right? So what you'd do is you'd give them a hug, you'd make them feel better, you'd acknowledge the feelings that they're having, you'd acknowledge that they're hurting, and then once those feelings have been acknowledged, then they're going to turn around to be positive. They're naturally going to go with that flow and be positive. After that, they're going to start playing again once they're over it. But if you don't do that, if you don't soothe them, if you don't allow them to feel what they're feeling and acknowledge those feelings in them, they're going to be crying for a long time and they'll stay in a really bad mood, right? And so this is what we're doing. This is how we're staying in this negative state of negative expectations, by pushing our feelings down, not really feeling them, not soothing ourselves, not acknowledging our feelings, not soothing it, and then we stay in this negative place. It's like always upset. So the Eyes of Beauty, positive expectations. Let's have a look what Colette Baron Reid says about this card. When the Eyes of Beauty show up as your ally, they require you to examine your perceptions. Do you see the world as perfect and beautiful? Can you retrace your steps from your past to now and see the perfection in the way reality has been created? Truly, perception is everything. A glass half empty is the same as a glass half full, yet so different according to how it's perceived. The Eyes of Beauty remind you that if you move forward with a conviction, all is well now and always will be. You will see true prosperity as a result. Expect to see beauty and you will attract your highest good. Pretty cool. So yeah, putting those both together, we can see how it goes. It's not the opposite as I thought. When I first picked that card, I'm like, that contradicts what the daily read says, but now I see that it doesn't. The daily read leads us to be able to have these positive expectations. So if you're watching, pop up a message, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. so I don't feel like I'm sat here all alone talking to myself. Excuse me. No, I didn't have any dairy yesterday, did I? No, I didn't. So it can't be that that's causing this thing, throat thing. Maybe it's coconut. Right, so let's go deeper into the energies. Deeper into the energies for today. So in the daily read we had Avon. Yeah, in the daily read we had the energies about feeling what you really feel, especially about fear and worry, acknowledging that and soothing yourself. We had self-forgiveness being the challenge. So again, being very gentle to yourself. The focus was about loving yourself more, romancing yourself, doing nice things for yourself. And the guidance was about going with the flow of what's happening or not happening today in your life. So if nothing's happening, it's just like rest. That's what I'll be doing today, resting, I think. Good morning, Yvonne. Good evening, MJ. Wyoming. Yeah, so let's go deeper into those energies. See what my guides. Oh, what's this got to do with anything? I don't know. Maybe it's just a bit of extra stuff. Service and new beginning. So this is how we're showing up in the world, we're adding to the world, how we're being of service to the world. Some people call it work. It can be work, it can also be play. It's everything, it's not just paid work, it's everything that we're adding to the world. How we're being of service to the world and people, and changes coming about in that. Something that I noticed, so I've always noticed that my business goes through fluctuations, right? Up and down. What I hadn't noticed before is how I was affecting that, because I was noticing in the moment what was going on for me in the moment. But now I'm realizing from what's happened in the last 3-4 months is that when I focus on something else, because I was running someone else's business a few months ago, when I'm putting my energy into something else and not focusing on my business, it's a few months later that it takes a downturn. Yeah. And so I'm really noticing this now, that I've got to stay focused on my own business. I've got to be consistent with it. And so that's what it is for me. That's what this meaning is for me. It's a new beginning. It's like the things that you've found out about what it is that you do and what it is that you want to do lately. It's setting this new start off, this new beginning of how you want to approach it. Hey, Guame, from Missouri again. You're still in Missouri then. So yeah, and if you haven't found out, if you haven't made any changes into how you're being of service or your work or anything like that lately, maybe that will come up today or in the next 24 hours in realizing if you want to make changes in the way that you're showing up in the world, how you're being of service to the world. Yeah, because really it's all about ourselves. It's about the growth. It's about our own growth. We think that we want things in the world. We think we want money. We think we want a job that will fulfill us and make us successful. We think we want a relationship that we'll enjoy. We think we want all of these things. But really what we want is the growth of ourselves on the way to it. And a lot of people don't ever realize that. They still think that they're going for the things in life. And the things in life do lead you to that growth. But when you actually become aware that it's the growth that you want, and it's the increase of like self-respect, that it's the increase in self-confidence, it's being more of yourself, it's knowing yourself better, it's showing up more of you showing up in the world. When you realize it's that you really want, no matter what it is that you're choosing, you can be more conscious about it, and you can You can focus on that growth instead of focusing on the material stuff or the external opportunities, the external goals and things like that. So you just have like a higher awareness of your life if you're focusing on the growth. Same with relationships too. It's like you can see that in work quite easily. So if the changes that you're wanting to make in your work, if it's all about you showing up more as yourself, doing what you love more, shining your talents more, improving that, you can see that it's really easy to focus on your growth in your work. Or maybe you're going for a promotion to stretch you so that you're more challenged in work or whatever it is. It's easy to see the growth. But what about relationships? You might think that you're going into relationships for the comfort of it or for entertainment. But if you're aware that you're going in for the growth, it might be that you want to, like years ago, I was really aware that I wasn't very good at emotional communication. I've been living in Australia for a while, and I'd had people around me that were way better at emotional communication than me. And I recognized that in a romantic relationship, I would just shut down. I would like really not know how to do it, not know how to do that emotional communication within a romantic relationship. And so I set that intention, and then my next partner was that I wanted to learn that I wanted a partner that was really good at it, that it could teach me how to do it. And my next partner I was with him for 6 years, and he was really good at it, and I became good at it as well, just copying him, practicing it with him and copying him. So everything that we want in life, what we really want is the growth of ourselves. And so if you're focusing on that growth of yourself, then you'll have more self-awareness of what it is that you actually want in life. Kwame, I had a real rough dream last night. I don't know. It was all about deep-seated fears that I didn't even know I had. My feeling was that it was a dream of release. That can be good, yeah. So dreams are like subconscious, trying to alert you to what it needs to process or what you need to feel. So it might be worth actually focusing on that, Kwame, on what came up in that, to feel it, because that's a sign that you've pushed those feelings down, that you're not feeling it. It's like, when we have like a real sad dream, like a dream, we can wake up and like cry for a long time. Those tears are tears that we didn't shed before. Maybe something happened to us that made us sad, but we were in like a social situation where we felt that it wasn't appropriate to cry, and then we didn't when we got home either, and we just kind of push it down. Those feelings, they never go away. They stay stuck inside of us, like eating away at us and giving us cancer and stuff like that too. So it's really important to actually express those feelings. A good way of doing it is, so if you dream whatever that fear was about in your dream, you might want to delve into that deeper and see what feelings are there, to let those feelings out. Because we can do it at any time. That's what's really powerful about writing letters too. One of the most powerful things that I did was I wrote a letter to each member of my family. Didn't send it to them, of course, but I wrote it out, and wow, the feelings that came out when I did that. I just wanted to get it all out of me. I wanted to write down everything that I wanted to say to them. And like one of the letters, I ended up holding the pen in my fist like that, and I'm almost like digging channels into the paper. I was so angry when I wrote that. So the anger came out, and I had no idea I had all of that anger toward that person within me, and I just hadn't allowed myself to feel it. And so it was really powerful to do that. Because having those feelings locked inside of you all the time, it's not a good thing. Yeah, I've been spending the day working on it. It's 8 p.m. here. Daily review for today felt very related. Yep, for sure. And you'll know when it's like released, when you've let go of those feelings, because you'll have that natural positivity that comes as a result of it. I also wrote out the whole situation to a friend from church that I haven't been able to go to recently. Ended up being a really long letter, but it felt good writing it. Yeah, the letters are really powerful. And we can write, it's not just to people, we can write letters to ourselves as well. You can write a letter to your past self. So say if one of the feelings that keeps on coming up is guilt or something about a decision that you made when you were 20 or something, you can write a letter to your 20-year-old self and see what's in there. When we write, I don't know, just writing physically, not typing, but writing physically with a pen and paper, it's like stuff comes out of our body when we do that. It starts flowing. That's why when I channel, that's why my readings are typed, because I'm way better channel typing, channel writing than I am channel speaking. I can do both, but the written readings are way more powerful. There's much better information that comes out in them. Yeah, so writing can be really powerful. More for today. Got to move away this moment, and the image that was put into my head when I looked at these cards was of being on a diving board, about to jump in. So being ready, being in the moment, ready to dive off. It's like, what do you do before you dive? Say if it's you're diving into a pool and you want it to be a real clean dive, like, you know, when your hands go in first and you go through that same hole in the water kind of thing. So you prepare yourself mentally first, you prepare your emotional state, you'll take a few deep breaths and you'll calm yourself down and you'll think positive. You'll think positively that you're going to do it, and then it's like, this is exactly what it's saying. It's like, be in the moment before you make your move. To prepare yourself before you take action. Just like you would on a diving board, sorting out your head, your emotions, your intentions, getting that positive mindset, and then make the move. Pretty cool. So yeah, if today is all about feeling the emotions that are really within you, and then having these positive expectations, it's all about that. So it's preparation day, preparation for action. How many times do we think that we're ready for something in our lives, say a new job or a new relationship or a move somewhere, and it doesn't happen? And then a year later or much later than that, you look back and you think, yeah, I wasn't even ready anyway. We can see in hindsight that we weren't ready. We can't really see it in the moment very well. Okay, my cards for today, and then I'll get some readings for you lot. New approaches, having a good time. Stayed in all day yesterday. Not in. I went out to the pool and stuff. But I didn't go beyond this resort. I gave my body a rest, didn't do any exercise, and it needed it. I ended up going to bed really early last night. My body was sore. So it's repairing, so I'm having another day off today. Okay, I know what this is about. Release guilt and respect. This guilt comes up about my children. But I can't be around people that don't respect me, because I respect myself. So I guess I've got to feel that guilt fully, and I've been avoiding feeling that guilt. For sure, I've been avoiding feeling that guilt. Okay, who wants a reading? Pop up a message saying me, and I'll do that for you. It's warm in here today. Oh, it's probably because I got my hair down. And some people never let these emotions out, you know. Especially anger. and then it comes out as rage. It's like if they get triggered, it comes out as rage. So it's like rage is like non-directed anger. It's like anger that doesn't make any sense. Anger makes sense, right? Anger's like you see someone like beating a small child, you get angry. That's a true response. It's a positive response. It's like a correct emotional response to something that's not acceptable. But rage, something completely different. Rage is just like when someone's pushed down so much anger, and then someone's car stalls in front of them when the traffic light's on green, and they can only start the car once it goes on red again, and then they just explode at that. MJ's first. So yeah, I guess every other emotion as well is, if we push it down, then we do a similar thing. There's like this negative expression of it that's not proportional to anything that's in the moment. But it's because we've got so much of that emotion inside of us that it negatively expresses. Right. MJ. What you resist, persist, decide. This is saying you're resisting making decisions. You're not wanting to move forward. It's like I'm hearing that you know what you want to decide, but you're not making that decision. You're not ready to go all in on it. You're not ready to go 100% with that decision. Maybe there's fear around that. So again, feel the feelings that are going on there. You want to release that resistance by really acknowledging it, really feel the feelings of what is holding you back from that, making that decision. Okay, still MJ. Okay, so yeah, because when you take physical action, you never know whether it's going to work or not. Like the diving board that I was just talking about. Before you dive off, do you really know if you're going to do like a 10 out of 10 dive? You can preempt it a bit, if your mind is really clear, if you're feeling really good, if you're really positive, you've visualized doing that dive. But still, when it happens, I don't know, you might slip or something. Something could happen. It's a mystery when you take the action. You can prepare as much as you want. And so you can preempt it. You can prepare yourself, and then when you take that action, it's like 90% likely that you're going to get the outcome that you want. But there is always that doubt. There's always that mystery, And if that mystery part of it, there's always a part of it where it could go wrong. That's the challenges. It's like there's nothing that's 100% positive. Nothing that goes 100% right, because then there'd be no growth, It's like, I just want to find that job or that relationship that's perfect for me, that has no challenges. It's like, no, that's not what you really want. That's not what you really want at all. You don't want to stop growing completely. It would be too boring anyway. So, yeah, so this decision that you're not making, this part of this too is that you want to know what's going to happen. You don't want it to be a mystery, but the mystery of life makes it exciting. I'm waiting to dive into my healing path, plus I'm waiting to decide on a move to another state. Okay, so a few things going on. Yeah, so become comfortable with the mystery, because that's where the magic happens. It's like what I always say about, we think that we want to know. We think that we want to know what's going to happen, but we don't really. It's like the difference between having a surprise birthday party put on by your friends, where you don't know who's going to be there, you don't know what music they're going to play, what the food is, anything. You don't know any of it. It's all a surprise, and it's really nice. And compare that with you organizing your own birthday party. You know all of the food that you're going to have because you've prepared it yourself. You know who's going to be there because it's who you've invited. You know everything about it, and that's boring. And so we only want to know what's going to happen because of our fear, because we're scared. But what about trusting the universe? That it will always be a mix. And if you trust the universe, then it can be a mix of really good and the challenges that are going to grow you more too. If you want more help with that, MJ, get a full reading. I can help you with specific steps to, especially moving into your healing stuff. I'm moving as well. There's a link to my full readings in the description box there. Yvonne, Nui, hi Nui. Does Nui want a reading as well? Yvonne. Oh, initiate expansion. What do you want to grow, Yvonne? Do you want to be doing more? Do you want to, I don't know. What is it in your life that you want to expand at the moment? So get going on that, initiate it. Is that a yes, please, for Nui's reading? Yeah, so we initiate things by like making a decision. Make a decision. Okay, I'm going to focus on this now. I'm going to focus on growing my business. Or I'm going to focus on having more friends or doing more stuff. Or I'm going to focus on relationships or whatever. So yeah, make a decision on what it is that you want to grow in your life now. Next. Oh, Yvonne, face the situation and forgive them. So this is about the feelings again. Feelings that you've got to feel today. You've got to face what you're actually feeling about them. Actually feel it. Like how often do we try and bypass this, especially after a breakup? How often do we bypass what we're actually feeling? And then later on the anger comes out or whatever. So face the feelings that you've got. Don't try and forgive too soon. But it'll lead to the forgiveness, just like that. Feeling stuff, and then when you actually allow yourself to feel it, it will lead to the positivity naturally. Nui. Nui, this is about empowerment, being firm or having boundaries. What are you allowing into your life that you don't actually want in your life? Maybe you're doing things for people that you're not happy with, you don't want to do, but you keep on doing it. Or maybe someone's not treating you right and you keep on allowing it instead of telling them no. This is asking you to have way clearer boundaries and enforce those. Be firm with your boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to decide that something isn't allowed in your life. Stronger. Tell people to get lost. That's that meme, isn't it? From Helen, what's her name? That actress saying something like, if I could tell my younger self something, it would be to tell people to fuck off more often. We try and be nice, and we harm ourselves by trying to be nice. Oh, Nui, this is for you as well. Weight and healing. So things that you want in your life next are kind of put on hold at the moment. You've got to be patient for them because you're still letting go of stuff. You're still healing stuff within yourself. So don't try and rush forward with it. Know that there's just stuff going on within you. There's internal stuff going on within you now. It's like the same. It's like feeling things, processing things, letting go of them. That all takes time. We can't rush it. Hi, AP. How are you? Guame, I don't have a specific question in mind, but I've been jamming with everything you've been saying so far. I'm a bit curious as to what the cards would say. Do you want a reading, AP? After Guame? Yeah, this is like confirmation, Kwame, gratitude and guidance. It's like, yep, you've already got the guidance. You got the guidance. It's funny. One time, this was years ago. I always remember it really clearly because it made me laugh. I was feeling really down about something. I can't even remember what it was, but I was in a really bad mood and I was feeling really down, feeling like I was completely stuck in life. And I said, oh, like I cry out, I had my bag of cards and I was crying out, like, just give me some encouragement. I wanted some like positivity, some kind of a sign that things would get better or leading me to something better. So I pull out a card and it's encouragement. It was the encouragement card after I just asked for some encouragement. I'm like, oh my God, that was a little bit too literal. Kwame. Kwame, this is about simplifying what you're looking for in a relationship, or I don't know. Don't make it so complicated. So if you're single and you've written out a list of everything that you want in a partner, it could be that you're making it way too complicated. Like someone with 3 kids that's got a red car, and like making it too specific. Instead of like you want someone with a really big heart that's just like you, or something like that. You can simplify it. So. AP. AP, are you still getting back with an ex? Are you still like sleeping with an ex? Because your higher self is saying stop it. Because it takes way longer to get over someone if you keep on doing that. You're not? Okay. Have you been thinking about it? I was really picking up clearly that this is what it's about. So maybe you've been thinking about it. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't go back there. Be really firm on that. Don't go back there. It's like sometimes we got to keep on saying no to what we don't want before the universe will give us what we want. And sometimes it's like something can be like nearly what you want, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe. But you've got to keep on saying no to it because there's something better. So yeah, don't do it. It makes it way harder to get over someone and to release our energy and to process everything. It just makes it so hard. Yeah, MJ, really literal. It did make me laugh though. Like it broke me out of the funk that I was in for sure. AP. Yeah, and that's a good sign, AP. So if it's nearly what you want and you know you deserve better, you know that you're taking that next step up. Success, strength, and courage. Yeah, the stronger you are, the firmer you are in what you want, the more you're going to have success, AP. So just get really clear on what you want, really clear on what you deserve, and keep on moving forward. Don't be too impatient. Don't settle. Don't go for less than what you really want. And you will have success. Yeah, the cards can be really funny sometimes. And people's higher selves as well in the readings. Okay, I think I've got everyone. Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else lurking and not saying anything? What's a reading? You're welcome, AP, and everybody. Yeah, and if anyone wants a full reading, I've got my new moon readings on special at the moment, $20 off. I haven't got the link on this video, but I've got it on the new moon videos. To book in for one of those, but my guidance readings link is on this video. The daily reads are good, aren't they? I like them too. clarity. And have you noticed, I don't know if you're all on my Facebook page, Be Healing, but I've started doing like a Memoji, putting one of my Memojis up based on the mood of the day, and a bit more information about the daily read on there. So you might like that too. I've been putting it on Instagram as well. Instagram, my Facebook page, and Twitter. Keep on getting all of these ideas of new stuff to do. It's good. And next week, I'm going to do some soulmate readings for every star sign, and then offer a special for soulmate readings too. So that'll be good. Awesome. Thanks everyone for coming along, for joining in. Thanks for clicking like on this video as well. It really helps. It helps YouTube show more people so that I get a bigger reach. So yeah, make sure that you click like on all the videos that you watch, my dailies and the weeklies and all of that, and the new moon readings and all of it. Subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Check out behealing.com. You're welcome. Bye. Have a good day.